Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into a critical issue affecting Europe, a continent better known for charming cobblestone streets, questionable fashion choices, and a frankly baffling obsession with mayonnaise. But behind the idyllic facade of quaint cafes and aggressively cheerful Eurovision performances lies a troubling trend. Some European nations are in decline. We're not talking about a gentle decline like the fading glory of a once majestic empire. We're talking about a full-blown, hold-on-to-your-berets kind of decline, with shrinking populations, economic stagnation, and a growing sense of, shall we say, malaise. So, buckle up as we explore the fastest declining nations in Europe and attempt to uncover what went wrong. Spoiler alert, it's going to get messy. Greece. The land of ancient philosophers, stunning beaches, and more recently, crippling debt. A country that once gave the world democracy and epic tales now finds itself in an epic struggle of its own. You see, Greece's decline isn't some ancient history lesson. It's a living, breathing reality that affects millions of lives every single day. It's a modern-day tragedy, a cautionary tale whispered in hushed tones in the halls of the European Union. Politicians and economists alike study Greece's plight, hoping to avoid a similar fate. It all started, as these things often do, with the economy. The seeds of this crisis were sown over decades with financial mismanagement and economic policies that were unsustainable. Years of overspending, a bloated public sector, and tax evasion that would make even the most hardened accountant blush had left Greece vulnerable. The government borrowed heavily, and the debt kept piling up. Then came the 2008 financial crisis, hitting Greece like a Zeus-hurled lightning bolt. The global financial meltdown exposed the fragility of Greece's economy. Suddenly, the country was facing a sovereign debt crisis, unable to repay its loans, and staring down the barrel of economic oblivion. The numbers were staggering and the outlook was grim. Enter the Troika, the European Commission, the European Central Bank, and the International Monetary Fund. They stepped in with a rescue plan, but it wasn't a gift. It was a lifeline with strings attached. They swooped in with a bailout package, but it came with a hefty price tag, austerity measures so severe they made even the Spartans wince. The streets of Greece erupted in protests as people felt the squeeze. Taxes went up, pensions were slashed, and public services were cut to the bone. The social fabric of the country was stretched to its limits. The result? A decade of economic hardship, soaring unemployment, and a generation of young Greeks left wondering if they'd ever be able to afford a gyro, let alone a home. Dreams were put on hold and hope became a scarce commodity. But it's not just the economy. The crisis has permeated every aspect of Greek life, from the bustling cities to the quiet villages. Greece is grappling with a demographic crisis too. The population is aging and the young are leaving in droves. Low birth rates and an exodus of young, educated Greeks seeking opportunities elsewhere have left the country with an aging population and a shrinking workforce. The brain drain is real, and it's taking a toll. It's a vicious cycle. Economic hardship fuels emigration, which further weakens the economy, leading to more hardship and so on. The cycle seems unbreakable, a tragic loop that keeps repeating. It's enough to make you reach for a stiff ouzo. As Greece continues to navigate these turbulent waters, one can only hope for a brighter chapter in this ongoing saga. Next, we travel to Italy, a country known for its delicious food, passionate people, and a rich cultural heritage that spans millennia. Italy is also known for a government that makes a revolving door look stable. Seriously, they go through prime ministers faster than they go through plates of spaghetti carbonara. It's almost like a national sport. Italy's decline is a slow-burn drama, a tale of political instability, economic stagnation, and a deep-seated aversion to structural reform. It's a country where the past and present collide in a dance of chaos and beauty. It's like watching a beautiful crumbling fresco. You know it's bad, but you can't help but be mesmerized by the sheer artistry of it all. The cracks tell a story of neglect and resilience. One of the main culprits? A political system that would make even Machiavelli raise an eyebrow. The intrigue and maneuvering are straight out of a Renaissance playbook. With its fragmented parties, frequent elections, and a penchant for backroom deals, Italian politics is not for the faint of heart. It's a high-stakes game where alliances shift as quickly as the Mediterranean tides. This chronic instability makes it nearly impossible to implement long-term solutions to Italy's economic woes, which are many and varied. From industrial decline to youth unemployment, the challenges are daunting. There's the infamous bureaucracy, so labyrinthine it would make Kafka proud. Navigating it is like trying to find your way out of an ancient Roman catacomb. The stifling regulations that make it harder to start a business than it is to get a reservation at a Michelin-starred restaurant on a Saturday night. Entrepreneurs face a mountain of red tape. And then there's the Mezzogiorno, the economically depressed south where unemployment is high, organized crime is rampant, and the only thing growing faster than the basil is the sense of despair. It's a region that feels left behind. Like Greece, Italy is also facing a demographic time bomb. The aging population is a ticking clock that threatens to overwhelm social services. Low birth rates and a lack of immigration mean that Italy's population is aging rapidly, putting a strain on the pension system and the economy as a whole. The future workforce is shrinking. It's enough to make you want to drown your sorrows in a vat of Chianti. But even in the face of such challenges, the Italian spirit remains unbroken. But don't worry, there's still hope for Italy. The younger generation is passionate and determined to bring about change. After all, this is a country that has survived empires, invasions, and countless political scandals. Italy's history is a testament to its resilience and ability to reinvent itself. Finally, we arrive in Bulgaria, a country often overlooked even by its own people. Nestled in the heart of the Balkans, Bulgaria is a land of rich history and diverse culture, yet it remains a mystery to many. Bulgaria's story is a roller coaster ride of political and economic upheaval, from the days of the Ottoman Empire to the communist era and now to its current democratic state. The country has seen it all. After shaking off the shackles of communism in 1989, Bulgaria embarked on a chaotic, often painful transition to a market economy. The fall of the Berlin Wall symbolized a new beginning, but the road ahead was anything but smooth. Think of it like trying to turn a Trabant into a Ferrari overnight. The old systems were dismantled, but building new ones proved to be a monumental challenge. It's ambitious, sure, but also likely to result in a lot of smoke, noise, and a distinct lack of progress. The transition was marred by economic instability, corruption, and social unrest. While Bulgaria did make some strides, joining the EU in 2007, it has struggled to shake off its communist legacy. The promise of prosperity and stability seemed within reach, but old habits die hard. Corruption remains rampant. The economy is sluggish, and many Bulgarians feel left behind by the promise of a better future. The gap between the rich and the poor has widened, leading to widespread discontent. This sense of disillusionment has fueled a brain drain of epic proportions, with young educated Bulgarians fleeing the country in droves, seeking opportunities and a decent standard of living elsewhere. The loss of talent is a significant blow to the nation's development. It's like a reverse invasion, only instead of tanks and troops, it's doctors, engineers and entrepreneurs heading for the exits. This exodus has left a void that is hard to fill. This mass exodus has left Bulgaria with a shrinking population, a dwindling workforce, and a growing sense of unease about the future. The once bustling streets are now eerily quiet, and the economic impact is palpable. It's a complex problem with no easy solutions. Policymakers and citizens alike are grappling with how to reverse this trend and create a more hopeful outlook. But one thing is clear: Bulgaria needs to find a way to convince its young people to stay and help build a brighter future. Engaging the youth in meaningful ways and providing them with opportunities is crucial. Otherwise, the country risks becoming a ghost of its former self, a cautionary tale whispered in the corridors of history. The stakes are high, and the time for action is now. So there you have it, a glimpse into the complex and often disheartening reality of decline in Europe. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? That even in a continent as prosperous and developed as Europe, nations can falter, their futures uncertain. But it's important to remember that decline is not inevitable, it's a choice. By addressing the root causes of decline, from economic stagnation and political instability to demographic challenges and social inequality, these nations can chart a new course, one that leads to renewal, growth, and a brighter future for all. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments what other topics you'd like us to cover.